It's like a perfect retreat. Just the two of you. I've sent a lot of couples there, and they've all come back renewed.
I'm not leaving.
This entire weekend has been one planned trap. Cheers.
Cheers.
To a perfect weekend together.
You know what? There's this movie called Love Story that came out in 1970, and the theme of the movie was love means never having to say you're sorry, and that's such a crock of shit. Because I am married. And
love actually means having to say
always
that you're sorry.
Say you're sorry,
all the
even
time.
when you're not sorry at all. That's really the key, is validating and apologizing.
Start out with I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what I did, but I'm super sorry.
I'm super sorry for whatever happened. Flowers are never a bad thing.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be like, oh, this has made it worse.
You don't want to lean on the flowers.
You can't lean on the flowers. It's like, flowers for no reason are great. I feel like as far as apology, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as like apologies or something's happened, communication, I mean, it's everything. And not just relationships, not just couples, but friends or professionally. It's just talking things out is usually will make things better regardless of what's happening. And
Maseratis help too.
Yes, and diamonds.
Diamonds, yeah. I realized something really important about myself, which is if something magical happened that was at once enticing but terrifying, which does happen in this film, I realized that I would be the person who, decides to leave just to protect what's working, but then I would ruin that because I'd be wondering constantly what would have happened if I had stayed, and I would regret not having stayed, so I would get the worst of both worlds.
Not that we need to get back into it, but that was a little bit of a weird fight last night.
I would 100%, like, I'm the girl who walks out into the, dark forest to see what the noise is.
Ooh, there's a shark?
Yes, like, let's go see what it is. Like, I would definitely investigate. I would definitely need to know more. Curiosity is definitely gonna kill this cat.
You're the reason why horror films test badly. You're that girl where they're like, oh, nobody's that stupid.
Oh, nobody would do that.
She would never do that.
Nope, I would.
Whenever my brother and I were fighting, my parents would punish us with this overly unjust punishments. And what that would do is that would make us go to our rooms, and then we would then join forces against the greater evil of my parents.
Aww.
And they're very smart. So what I would say is when you're trying to make a movie, or you're trying to make music, or if you want to make a building as architects, try to realize that the sort of Herculean task of making something that's interesting or good is much bigger than any personal problems you have.
And it's when Peggy's talking about how she's at this place in her life that she wanted to get to, and she feels like she's done everything that she was supposed to do, and she basically is asking Dawn and asking the world, the universe, what did I do wrong?
What did I do wrong?
And I feel like that's such a universal question that we've all asked at some point in our lives, and probably asked several times. And I had more response from that line than I have ever had in 7 seasons of Mad Men. People texting me, emailing me, men, women, friends being like, I really, really connected to that idea.